All right. Good evening and welcome to my live stream. It's March, I forgot what day it is. See, 14th, 15th. It's March 15th. It's a Saturday night. And I am your host, Bob Pace. And tonight we're going to fight CPS and stop taking our children. That's what the live stream's about. It's a warm welcome. I've been doing this regularly now for 17 months since October of 2023. And twice a day I come on, 7 days a week. I never miss a date. And I want to thank you all for joining me because I'm going to help you with your CPS case. I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving husband and a father. I've helped raise 6 children, 3 older, 3 younger, and I have 42 years of marriage experience. Plus, I have 60 years of life experiences. So I should be able to help you a lot. And I also was a victim of CPS. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to get involved in. If you don't know by now, CPS, many of the entities are corrupt. And they don't believe in family reunification, and they believe of making the dollar more important than your family. It's all about making money. And it's sad to say that there are bad entities. Now, I call CPS the Child Protection Systems. There are many systems in every county and every state, also worldwide. And I want to thank Taren Harris for coming in here. It's good to see you, Taren. And maybe you can talk tonight so that you can talk to Mr. Davis. Anyway, Tren is on here tonight, and she's one of the regulars here. Glad to see you, and a warm welcome to you. And you can tell me what the latest is. Now, I'm on 7 days a week. During the weekdays, I'm on at 10 o'clock in the morning. And during the weekend, I start at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, all 7 days, I come on at 7 o'clock at night. That's my typical times. From time to time, I may change the times. I'll let you know. Also, if you subscribe to my live stream and you check it, please do so. I'd love to have you follow me. And also, if you want to be notified when I'm live, check the notification button. Now, when you're in this room, please use emojis, which are like thumbs up and smiley faces and hearts, how you feel. Also, send me stars. Now, I'm from the West Coast of California in a place called Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the ocean. My life is the ocean. If I don't get in the water, my gills will dry up. I relate everything around my life with the ocean. It's a beautiful place, great for walks, great for paddle outs, great for sailing on, great for diving on. I'm a world traveler. I've been to over 50 countries, some as 25 times. And I've lived in many countries. And I've lived in many states. In the United States, I've traveled to almost every state. So, I've been up through Canada, I've been up through Europe, I've been up through Africa, I've been up through Japan and New Zealand and Australia, Tahiti, the Cook Islands, Guam, Indonesia, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Venezuela, Panama, and Costa Rica. Let me see, Barbados, the Caribbeans there, Puerto Rico, Portugal, in France and Norway, in Belgium and Holland, England, Scotland, and Wales, Ireland. That's a lot of places, and we are very fortunate to have 21 countries that have texted in here with their problems about CPS. I've heard from Indonesia, from Bangladesh, from India, from Middle East, from Libya, and from Saudi Arabia. Then from Africa, I've heard from Liberia, Sudan, Rwanda, Mozambique, several provinces in South Africa, up to Europe, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden, across the pond to North America. I've had 4 provinces in Canada. Everybody from the United States, all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. Then south the border, Mexico, and then in South America, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, and then to land down under Australia, 2 states there. So that's over 1,000 people that have texted here or called in. Even people from South Africa have called in, country code 27. A mum from UK, country code 44. And several mums from Canada and Mexico City. It's amazing how CPS worldwide and in the United States, there are pockets of evil CPS. Now, I'm not saying all CPS is bad. I'm not saying that. But it is hard. So, Taryn, what would you like to talk about tonight? I have lots of things. I have my laws. I have 5 rules that I've come up with. 5 rules that would be helpful to come up with. And with that being said, the first one is the key to success is to hire an attorney. You don't know how important that is to have an attorney here to help you with your case. Yep, I know you're fighting CPS, Taryn. As I say, you're welcome to call in. But if you try to use what's called a court-appointed attorney or a public defender that they're supposed to provide for you, it's hopeless. They're hoping you take the bait. You don't want a court-appointed attorney or public defender because they will not fight for your case. They're only trained in criminal law. The law area that you need to be in is the area of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. That's the area that you need to be expertise in. Now, fighting CPS is like doing open heart surgery. If you have to have your heart worked on, you're going to have a surgeon. You're certainly not going to have a plumber fix your heart. You're going to have a professional licensed attorney who has a long track record of fighting CPS. One that is trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. One that is aggressive and everything on that. Now, I'll talk more about the attorney in a moment. The next thing you got to get concerned about with my rules is you need to have documentation. You need to document everything. You got to create a notebook. You got to create an incident time log page. An incident time log page. We'll talk more about that. Rule number 3 is you do not talk to social workers or police. You do not open your door when you hear a knocking at the door. And whatever you do not allow them in your house and you do not surrender your kid. And I'll talk more about that. Also, something called medical trafficking. You got to be careful with your kids at urgent care or at the emergency room of the hospital, or if you're pregnant, you're at the hospital, because there are social workers that work in there that will try to attempt to take your children away. It's called medical trafficking. Then rule 4 is how to research the internet. You want to spend a lot of time and how you put your words together of how to research the internet is so important. And rule 5 is to make copies of important documents like birth certificates, marriage licenses, grade reports, shot records, etc. And I'll talk more about that. Those are my 5 rules that if I had followed myself, I would never have lost my children. I just didn't know at the time. And most of you are in the same boat too. Plus, there's an element I did not know, that there are bad police and good police. There are bad social workers and good social workers. So you got to be careful out there. You know, it's like a hit and miss with the CPM, what I call the child protection systems. They may have different names, but it all boils down to the same thing. It boils down to the same thing. Now, while you're in this room, there are several ways that you can um, do in this room. One of the first things you can do is to text a message like Taryn Harris is doing. All I care about, let me get it up there. Uh, my banners are stuck. I don't see my banners are missing. Oh no. One way to interact with this live stream is to text in a comment or a question about CPS. All I ask from you is you give your first name and the city or county you're in. And if you're from another country, put your country in there. Also, if you have province, you put that in there. Then tell me about your CPS. Be as complete as you can about your CPS case, and I'll try to help you. So I love comments. I love comments there. Now we have a new person, Neri Lindo. Good evening. This is Neri. Now, she's on Facebook. Now, I'm in YouTube, and the Facebook are connected there, but sometimes they don't show up, so I'll put it on the screen. So she says, good evening. This is Neri Galato from Long Beach, California. I know Long Beach quite well. You're in the LA County, and I'm getting ready to call you guys Monday. I've been gathering all the court transcripts and case reports so I can have them ready for you. Well, I'm so glad that you've contacted us. My attorney, Vincent W. Davis, is well versed in LA County and fighting LA County. So you must be with the LA County, the child protection system there for LA County. And if you wouldn't mind sharing your case a little bit, that would be great. I'd love to hear from you a little bit further there. And thank you, Neri, for what is your case all about? And so maybe you have a question or something I can help you with. I'd love to try to help you with. Now, another way you can interact with this live stream is to be a guest on my live stream. And all you have to do is contact Grace, who's my show producer, and she can be reached at grace@vincentwdavis.com. And you give her one of my show times you want to be on. I want to be on Bob's Saturday morning live stream, or I want to be on Bob's Wednesday evening live stream. You email her that, she'll send you a link, you'll get on YouTube, and we use the StreamYard application. If you get knocked off, you can use it again. Really thirsty tonight. Been thirsty all day, really, to be honest with you. No, there's many things I can help you out with. Being a guest is really good. Another way you can be on this live stream is to call in. And when you call in, please call 626-698-0990. That's a direct line to my phone number. And you'll be able to speak to me. And that is a good thing. That's a good thing. Because you can talk on the show about your case, and it's a little bit better than playing ping pong ball with the texting, where you go back and forth. Also, you can help others when you call in, and I really like to hear from you. It isn't all that bad to call in and so forth. So my number is up. Now I have another number on the screen, which is called 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. That's a useful number to use. If you want to call in and find out what's going on, they will tell you. Also, if you need a guide or a book about a CPS matter, they have all of them for sale. And There's the newest guide out called the Grandparent Guide for California for the Steps of Adopting Your Grandchildren. And that's a good guide that can be used by parents also and people from other states. It will work good in other states. But a lot of people don't understand family, and CPS tries to tell you that your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents, cousins, they're not part of the CPS matter. They are very much a part of it. When unfortunately you're asked to surrender your children and you do so, you need to have them stay with family and friends. You don't want them into foster care. That's where they start making money, and that's where damage is getting, because not all foster care is safe. Not all CPS is safe. It's very, 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 very hard because you don't know anything about CPS. You're not educated or trained or how to deal with them. Also, the rogue CPS systems are really bad. You're really, really bad. Now, Neri from Long Beach, California, says she's going to be contacting our office on Monday. Now, make sure when you contact the office, you mention that Bob Pace sent you. And if you speak to Mr. Davis, you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. That's really important. Now, I'm going to put up Nergy's comments so everybody can see. Yes, we are. Detained my child with fake police warrant for 3 years. Wow. Had 15 courts before they closed it. Never counted my tests or classes. They were appealed and denied. Then the appellate lawyer filed a petition for review in the Supreme Court and was denied, with the petition not allowing to be published in the records. That sounds terrible, Neji. That's not true. That should be bad. You need a really good attorney there. Good evening, Margaret, and welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Margaret is a long member, and she had been coming down to visit Vincent Davis, who she has hired. Can you tell me, Margaret, how'd your visit go with Mr. Davis? And Taran says, do I call and then to be heard? Yes, you can call right now. I'm good here for another half an hour. I'd love to have you come in and talk on my show. That would be great. You've talked to me one-on-one before, so it's okay to call on the show. I really like you to do so. Also, for all you listeners, if you call in or a guest on my show, you get a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis. He'll give you a free 15-minute consultation. And that means he'll talk to you in a private Zoom meeting, a Zoom call. Okay. Good evening, and who do I have the pleasure of talking to? Let me turn it up. I didn't hear you. Say that again. Hold on. I'm trying to get my... There. Let's try it one more time. Is this Taryn?
Yes, this is Taryn.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you again and glad you called in. And what would you like to talk about? Because you now are hearing by thousands of people from around the world.
Yes, the thousands of people on the world. Hey, well, I'm Karen, and I suffered from the defaultment of CPS. I want to know how to fight the CPS system.
Right. Now, where are you from again, Taryn? Can you tell us
The Bay Area?
That's right. You're up in Alameda County. Taryn is from Alameda County, which is the Bay Area near Oakland. And she has a horrible case up there. You like to talk about it, Taryn?
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. I suffered the human trafficking with CPS, where they took my 4-month-old, surrendered for adoption, bypassed parental rights and reunification. I did take parenting classes, but it was really horrific. Even now, my child will be almost 16, but there's still no contact. The cool part is my family knows where she is. They send me pictures, and they send me in direct contact every now and then. So every so many years, I get a school photo or a picture. But I do believe that maybe my child might have died after 4 months because I had breastfed. And so with the attachment, they weren't calling me to wean my child off of breast milk or like to wean or to reunificate at an early age. So I'm pretty devastated at what happened to me. But
are you sure your child has died? Your child's died, Taryn?
I think so. You know why? Because they tossed my child around like in a game bang, man. Like I don't want to say too much, but God, it was horrific. It was horrific. That's all I can say, honestly. I mean, one mommy to the next mommy, and then they wanted to play the big mommy with the demon spirit, and so with the police, do she want to feed her? Do she want to clothe her? Do she want to do this for her? And then I tell them put these things on her, put this type of lotion, this type of formula, these type of things, and they make fun of and change everything all up. So the power that be, like we were mentioning, in our talk, power that be, they bypassed that power. They tried to say that I didn't have this child, and just horrifically, tossed around until my child could survive. I'm not saying I don't have a strong child. I'm saying my child is a go-getter like mine, but the simple portion is still responsibility, power that be. I think I suffered some real weird people.
But you say you have pictures from family members that show pictures of the child. So isn't the child alive?
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I'm thinking the child was alive myself, but the problem is at an early age, some of the children may pass away. And I had a few bad phone calls with the first mommy that had the child, and I asked them if it was my child. They should always say sleeping, but the child wasn't sleeping. I heard her crying. I could feel crying because my breast milk was more than more. It was engorged, And I'm like, man, I need to feed my kid, And they always say call when you feel a certain way. So they do have this empathy thing for mommies, in the beginning. But they'll say, if you really still want attachment with your child, call the foster parent or reach out to them, let them know, what you're going through, and see if maybe they can help you with reunification to give you back your parental rights, So, yeah, but I'm hearing my kids screaming in the background, not other children, just mine. And then, they're at the age of 6 months where they're able to stand on the crib. I'm seeing, not hallucinations, but I'm seeing my child in the room, not my room, but I'm seeing my child in her room, standing up like, yeah, it's me, that's my phone call, that's my mother, that's me, that's my mommy, and I want to talk to my mommy, give me the phone, and, this is the craziest stuff, but I'm still talking to the grown human, and the human saying, no, no, she can't talk to you right now. No, I will not give the phone to your 6 months or 4 months old kid, but your kid is, but me, I'm seeing my kids up, right? The kids up, knowing I'm calling, and can't even, I can't do anything about it. But either show up to the homes where they stay at, where they'll say I'm kind of stalking and stuff. So it went from that extreme to just horrific, strip of attachment, I guess you would say, and then also the non-attachment, which was the missing of paperwork, like you would say for Alameda County, missing paperwork, traveling, um, the cost for lodging and housing, and just being removed from there. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I was listening to what you're saying. The biggest thing I'm trying to understand is, where is your child placed? In foster care or with a family member?
Where is child?
Where was the child placed?
Well, yes, my child is in a adoption from possibly hell, from adoption possibly from hell.
Well, no, when your child was first taken, where was the child placed?
So when my child was taken, she was placed in a temporary placement, and they were supposed to give the child back to me. But they didn't give.
But then, how did the family members see the child? How did the family members see the child if they're placed in adoption with a foster family?
That's what I'm saying. Unless it was a setup. The grandmother, my paternal mother, the grandmother got involved, and she's been involved the whole way from the first placement. And I was asking how, but all she would do is come by my house and come get me and say, come play along, or come be with. But when I would come be with, they still didn't direct her the right way either, because it didn't place my child with her and my stepfather. So they didn't gain custody, and she didn't lose interest. But when they moved for no reunification and adoption, that's where she took more of an interest to know where my child was born permanently, and with like a new mother, new father, new identity, all those types of things. And there's just something kind of peculiar. The adopted mother and father didn't want any contact with me, and I was around. So I do believe I have met them, but in a double week, they've changed roles. I don't know if you know what I mean, like tricking wise. I believe I've met them, but they're not the same people that I would see today or something like that, So I know I've met them, but there's a lot of trickery in there in the CPS system. That's what I was saying. How to fight back? Because they left me with no paperwork. I don't have a case number. I've written, I've petitioned, I've even written the state of California, with new pleading papers, pleading petitions, all those things to give me my case number. These things, and everything's unfounded, unknown, and even including birth certificates and all those things. They've locked me out of all those things. So I only have 2 years or so for 18, but with 18 and the child turning 21, something they were saying to be prepared for, because they reversed it on us. So it's really gotten not too far. It's been horrific.
How old were you at the time your child was taken from you?
I'm old. I was 25.
Right. Okay. So you're not a real young teenager there. So when the child was first taken, what was your first step you did when your child was taken? Did you go to court, or what happened?
Did I go to court? Well, yeah, that's when I let you know that when they up and took my kid, they left me with no paperwork. It was like human trafficking. As soon as I use my psyche, and I'll show up here, or I'll go downtown Oakland to the CPS office for Alameda County. I'll go to the county office in Hayward Superior Court, those type of things. I was getting that with my brother, my stepdad, Or, right, I'll show up for the parenting classes in Hayward, California at the Hayward Superior Social Services, and same thing, I get nowhere. No lie, I have gotten nowhere. I was thinking maybe Mr. Vincent, if he was a great lawyer and he guys fight back CPS, just was talking about it could heal me a little bit, and then also maybe they can just find my case. There's missing files and there's archives and things of that nature. And it'd be really enlightening for me, because it'll be those missing, first few years of my child's life, and also those first few years of me giving birth, where I'll be able to either recollect, recall, or I'll be able to regain, just a piece of myself, instant sanity, because it's been horrific, including like near-death experiences and things as well, yeah, it's been one hell of a fight. I tell you the truth.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's.
Yeah. It's kind of like quicksand. I go to the left, that's that way. Which way she's gonna go next way? Is she heavily medicated? Do we need to give her some medicine? Things of that nature. So I give it to God. I'm alive by God's good grace and the powers that be, and I think they're here to protect me.
Yeah. They're not willing to talk to you. I mean, I just can't believe they would erase your child from you. I just hard to fathom that they would be that bad of an agency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I got me over here just tripping.
Yeah.
So you were saying, should I call the police, again? Or
well,
police report? Or
the thing is that how old is the child now? You said the child was taken when you were 25 years old and the child was 4. How old is the child now?
Mm-hmm. The child was 4 months. My child she was 4 months. They take it from me out of my place in my household.
How old do you think your child is?
Well, by my technical laws in my days, I'm 16.
You don't know? I mean, if your child was 4 months when the child was taken, how old today? I mean, how many years has it been?
Oh, I mean, since I've technically held her or hold my kid, it's been, almost 16 years. 4 months compared to, 15 years, right? 4 months, 16 years.
So the child's 16 years old?
Yeah.
16. Why you at this age or this time wanted to get in touch with your child? Why wouldn't you want to get in touch with your child right away? What happened from age 4 months to 16? What happened during that period of time?
Yeah. Well, what happened?
Yeah.
Right.
That is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. So you don't know what I've been through. It's horrific. This is what I mean. I've been tortured and subject to succumb to just the most horrendous, stipulations of what a relationship is all about, compared to just letting me live free and just move on to procreate and make children all over again, or to be married, or new relationship with profoundness. The real control freak in the middle of it. And they were saying, wait till 21 or 18, you can see. You'll see who really actually took your kids from you. You'll be able to see all this. And it was like, I'm kind of like, well, what about love? Isn't there love in it? What about, not just intimacy anymore. Just certain things that happened, with the labor. I mean, I believe like it was like Leona gave birth to something that was not supposed to be made. Like I was mentioning to you over the phone, like example, um, giving birth and then using all the powers that be to feed people, or using the powers the wrong way to either harm or hurt. I was mentioning to you the other day. Really sad. I'm really sad.
Well, it is sad, but what I don't understand, for 16 years, you what did you do during those 16 years?
I fight to live.
Well, okay, but didn't you want to get your child back when the child is 5 months old, 6 months old, a year old?
Yes.
But there's nothing that the CPS was doing for you then.
Yes. Yes. There's really they can do for you, even with trying to find a lawyer as well. There's no greater lawyer.
Well, were you married at the time you had your child? What is the father of the child doing?
Remarried and has moved on with other children.
But has he shown any interest in your child?
Yeah, so he's been married and he has children that are the same age too. So then when I gave birth, another baby mother, his fiance at the time, was also pregnant at the same time. What did you say?
No. Okay. What I'm saying is that he has responsibility too. Were you guys married, or were you just living together when you had the child?
Yes. He was a great neighbor.
Okay.
Great neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, he's a great neighbor, but were you married, or were you just lovers, or what were you?
Yeah. I guess you could say great lovers. I guess you could say.
Well, no, I don't mean. I'm not asking you what kind of. I just meant, did you have a lover relationship, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage? You weren't married to him, right?
Correct.
Were you a boyfriend, girlfriend? You saw each other from time to time?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. So it really wasn't a commitment relationship. And at the time, now, what was the reason why they took away your 4-month-old child? What did you do? Was you neglect or abuse, or both? What were the charges?
You saying you think it's him? You think it's him that did this?
No. I'm talking, what did the CPS organization in Alameda County charge you with? What did they charge you with?
Well, Bob, that's why I'm saying how to fight CPS, because I don't know. I do not know what they pin me with anything. They won't let me go. I mean, I'm the one that I'm a victim, and I don't know anything.
Well, I don't know, because I'm not there at the child. I'm not there at the child, so I don't know either.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is how it typically is. When the child was 4 months, where was the child? Was he in your home, or were you at the hospital?
Oh, I was at the hospital.
So you were living at the hospital for 4 months?
No, I was at home.
Okay, so why was the child at the hospital?
Why was the child at the hospital?
Yeah. You took him in for something, right? I'm sorry, what?
Yes, because I was at the hospital.
And what were you both at the hospital for?
I had to be seen at the hospital because I didn't feel too good that day.
So you were feeling sick, and you went to the hospital, and you took your 4-month-old child with you?
Yes.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, they decided to charge you. What was wrong with the child? Was the child okay?
Yeah, happy, and it was
All right.
okay.
So, what did they tell you? I mean, you're at the hospital with the child. What was it? Was it because you're sick or confused or what?
No, no sick or confused. Those people were bad.
Well,
Somebody asked me to leave the child in the room, and in one of the, it was trickery. She called security and tried to place me on a 5150 hold, right? But before that, the doctor asked me to go into the next patient room next door, but she was still holding on to my kid and baby carrot. So I had a car seat, but it was a detachable car seat from the car to I can walk around and hold the car.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
So they asked me to go into the next room for my treatment. And I was like, I'm not going to lose custody, saying hi because I'm not leaving my child with you guys. And she's like, no, none of that. Just let her sit here so we can take your vitals and your other things. Come back in a room with her. But when I came back in, it was immediately, if she was stable, it was immediately separating me from her. And
well, what about a family member? Could you say that the child could be with the father or one of your family members?
Well, maybe that's where my mother got involved, was because the emergency contact, they might have called her.
Well, couldn't the baby stay with the mother, with your mother?
Good. No, not that day.
Why not?
Because I was in another city in Alameda County, and I lived in another city from her.
And she was not close enough to drive and pick up the child?
Correct. Yeah.
So you had no other family members that would help you out?
No, not that day.
Well, so then you surrendered your child to them, and they put that child into foster care. Oh, that's terrible.
Gotcha. Yeah. And when they did, they didn't stop from there. They went on and adopted all the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Well, that sounds really tough. I have a person that came in the room that has been in my room lots of time, Crystal Sandoval. Welcome, Crystal. It's nice to see you. Margaret, if you have anything further to say, that would be great. Neri, if you have anything further to say, that would be great. You're not forgotten, Neri. Neri's from Long Beach. And Tarin, who's on the phone, is from Alameda, California. And Neri is from Long Beach, California. And Margaret King is coming down to see Mr. Davis this week. She's hired him as her attorney. And there is now Nisha Perry. Hello, Nisha, and welcome to my room, Nisha. So right now we have about 4 or 5 of you that are in here. So what is your what would you do if you talked to Vincent Davis? What are the questions you'd have for him? I'm trying to help you.
Yeah. Well, yes, you are helping. I hope I helped you a lot too.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to you just to make me story and see if you can give me what I need.
Well, what I'm saying is that by you being on the phone talking, you're entitled to being a guest. And now, how are you going to be? You're going to be entitled to 15 minutes of free time with a excellent CPS attorney who has been doing this for 39 years. Now, to do so, what you'll have to do is that you'll have to text a message You got my number. You text it to 626-698-0990. And what you text is your full name, your email, and your phone number. Those three things you need to text. And I will set you up with Grace, my show producer, who arranged a time with you and Mr. Davis.
Okay.
So you know what to do now, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
Let me get off the phone, 8 o'clock.
Okay, well, good luck with you. Don't forget to text that information to me, and I'll set you up. Okay, Taryn?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
God bless you. Thank you for calling in.
Okay.
Okay, that was Tren from Alameda County in California, near the Oakland or the Bay Area, Northern California. And she sounds like she had a horrible case, and somehow it's really messed her up. She had a 4-month-old child. She came in the hospital not feeling well. I guess she had no one to leave the child with. The father of the child is just a lover, so I guess they didn't have a commitment in a relationship. Meanwhile, the child was taken from her because she couldn't put the child with anybody while she's in the hospital. And she probably is very disillusional at that time and didn't know about the trickery of CPS. So the hospital called CPS, or they have a social worker on staff, and they turned the child into them, and they took her into her. And now she's not sure if the child's alive or dead or she says that she can't get the paperwork. It's hard to believe that CPS is that awful. They would not give her paperwork or give her the answers. That is really, really, really hard. Anyway, I have about 9 minutes left of my podcast. I end the show at 8 o'clock. It's getting close to my show time. It's being over. I'm going to take my phone number down because I can't take any more calls. And so one thing you can do is support this live stream by subscribing to the YouTube channel, CPS Defense Strategy Consultant Vince Davis. And we want to start a newspaper for $1.99. And anyway, please subscribe to that link at the bottom of my page. Now, if you want a website to go to, please go to stan.store/attorney VWD. Now, that is a store that has all the books and guides that Mr. Davis has. And you can get that guide for grandparents, steps on adopting your grandchildren. It's $9.99, but you can use my discount code of PACE, PAC. It's all capitalized, and it's 50. And there you can purchase the book. Crystal, thank you so much for the thumbs up. That means a lot. I love the emojis, and that is really, really great. So you go to stan.store/attorney VWD, and you can get his publication. I give you those two things. And also, besides talking for free of Mr. Davis for 15 minutes, you can do that by being a guest on my live stream or calling in. If you want 30 minutes for $60, you can book a discounted private Zoom consultation with attorney Vincent Davis for up to 30 minutes. All you do is go to the website, https://candidly.com appsvwd/Bob Pace. And you can get 30 minutes for $60. So that is really important. But I got to go off. Thank you, Trent. And I got to say good night to all of you. I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. It's Sunday morning. I'll be on tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So I want to say thank you, Trent, for calling in. Trent is from Alameda County, California. And then there is Neri Galindo from Long Beach, California. And thank you for coming in tonight. Margaret, it's always good to have you here as part of my family. Same with you, Crystal Sandoval. Nice to see you. And hi, Nisha Perry. I have no idea where you're from, but I know you'll be coming in again. Now, there's a Nisha I know that's called NYP. Are you the same, maybe? Maybe Nisha Perry is the same as NYP, and you're from California, if I'm not mistaken. Taryn, there's no link. You just take my number. Let me put my number back up there. You text me at that number. You text me at that number your full name, your email, and your phone number. And that way I can set up a private one-on-one consultation for 15 minutes. Okay, Taryn? All right. So I'm going to sign off now. And I want you to keep fighting for your kids. And God bless you all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This is Bob Pace signing off.